Colorado River. Well, despite the fact he had only one arm, he took on that challenge. Select 9 other crewmen to go along with him, and they were also soldiers. Back in 1869, they went on a very famous boat expedition in 4 long wooden boats. Halfway through the journey, as they passed through some very rough water, one of the boat went tumbling over, which scared the daylight out of 3 of the soldiers sat in the boats. Those 3 soldiers, they decided they did not want to continue the journey. So the men pulled on the side, helped turn the boat back around. John advised them, if you don't want to continue the journey, go ahead, take the boat, head back in the same direction. So they took his advice, headed back in the same direction. The rest of the crewmen continued, and after 98 very long days, their journey was completed. Unfortunately, they lost one other soldier also on other boats. The first crew of men to map out the Grand Canyon from the east to the west rim. And according to Major John Wesley Powell, were those 3 soldiers